Anyway, guys, this is Big Ant, and I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Bad Sausage Gaming Party podcast thing that we do. And as always, I'm joined by
BioMonkey. And
there has to be a pause.
Yes, there has to be a dramatic pause.
Dramatic pause. Death Vanquished.
we're joined by
Von Whiskey.
Yes, you'll be our fourth voice for the night.
And viewers like you.
And as everybody probably knows, E3 is right around the corner. So we're going to go ahead and dedicate tonight's drunken video game-fueled conversation to E3.
Now, my question is E3 happening Monday, or does it start later on in the week?
I believe it
Monday.
starts Tuesday. No, E3 does not start Monday. Monday is all the press conferences. I believe E3 actually starts Tuesday.
But I think that's bogus as hell, because Konami just released a bunch of shit just like recently.
Konami is not a part of the ECA, which
he's
runs the E3.
Oh, well played, Konami.
Touche.
I don't think Activision's part of it either. I think
But
Activision
okay,
pulled out of
I don't
it
mean to get everybody jumping into topics, but like, what is up with everybody remaking older games?
It's what's cool. It's
the thing to do.
It's like movies, dude. They have run out of ideas. It's as simple as that.
If I fucking see another movie that has 3D in the title, I'm gonna murder somebody.
Everything's 3D and it's a remake of something else. Speaking of movies being remade that don't need to be, Total Recall.
Is it being remade?
Yes, it is. It's being remade, and it's like, of all the movies that just don't need to be remade, that would be one of them.
It has nothing to do with the original film.
There's no Mars, right?
There's no spy. There's no alien crane coming out of someone's stomach. It essentially like remaking Prey.
Now all you
it's like Prey 2. Yeah, it's like Prey 2, which has nothing to do with Prey 1.
But
yes.
Wait a minute. All you kids tuning into the podcast, Krang is from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, whatever.
It was this old TV show from back before you were born.
Yeah, I remember. I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I can't remember his real name in the movie.
But yeah, I just think it's bogus because like Konami's doing the whole HD collection pack, and it's not even a collection. Like the Metal Gear Solid
last year.
Well, yeah, but Metal Gear Solid's not even getting the first Metal Gear Solid. It's getting 2 and 3 and Snake Eater.
That's fine. It's all the ones people want to play anyway. I mean, do you really want to play the original 8-bit Metal Gear over again anyway?
I spent my childhood on PlayStation 1 playing the very first Metal Gear Solid with Ocelot.
Well, wasn't there one before that on the regular Nintendo, the 8-bit?
Yeah, there's one on the 8-bit one.
No one likes that one.
That's what I'm saying. No one likes that one.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
people
like
say they like it, but really they
really
well,
don't.
It's already been made. It was remade on the GameCube, the Twin Snakes version.
Yeah,
it was, wasn't it?
But
yeah,
people want HD remake, and they don't
want
fucking.
I don't even own an HD TV.
They don't want Raiden's dick all slapping around on fucking
My friend bought an HD Sony TV, and he was like, "You got to come over and watch these movies with me. I bought Blu-ray. It's all HD." And I went over and I sat down and I was like 2 beers into the movie. I'm like, I can't tell the difference. I really can't tell the difference.
I can tell the difference.
I can tell the difference.
A small difference.
I can't. What is it, like, 2 extra pixels or something?
No, it's really clear.
Sharper.
It's the only
thing especially for video games. Perfect example would be try playing the original Dead Rising on a non-HD TV. And read anything that it actually says across the screen was impossible.
That's even true with Dead Rising 2.
Well, Dead Rising 2 wasn't as bad. Like, it was a major issue in Dead Rising 1 when it came out, to the point where they were like, we can't read anything you wrote in the game if it's not on an HD TV. And they were kind of like, oh well.
They released a patch to make it slightly.
It was the same way with the Banjo-Kazooie game.
Yes, exactly. Well, at least they updated that. They updated the Banjo game and said, oops, sorry.
I played Dead Rising on a basic, like, I bought it with my first Xbox. My Xbox 360, and I played it on a 14-inch screen, like TV, and I could read everything fine.
You're a liar.
Yeah. I'm not lying. but you also got to remember that I might have said that I read it, but I probably skipped half of it and just started beating people I found in the game.
There you go.
I didn't complete missions. I'm a sandbox guy.
But yeah,
well, you know what? It's getting. I want to bring it back to E3 again real quick. Because when we said we wanted to discuss this, I was thinking ahead of time tonight that it's funny because we were like, oh, let's talk about predictions, and you know what? This is probably the first E3 where I don't have any real predictions. Where like in all the previous E3s, I've always kind of been like, you know what, I bet they're going to announce this, or I bet they're going to announce this, and I almost feel like there's no surprises left considering the massive amount of assets and news that came out last week. Well, I mean, everybody's already going, here's our entire lineup, here's everything we're showing, and it's like, well, there's no surprises left, at least I feel anyway. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I really hope that we see some really neat, surprising stuff come out of E3
I think the only thing we're going to see surprising is what Nintendo's next console's going to look like.
That won't be surprising.
Well, to you, but I mean, that's the only thing that really, I mean, it's been announced, but nothing else has been said about it, like what it looks like. We know what it's going to do, but we just have no idea what it looks like.
I'm sorry, but Nintendo.
We don't know. We don't know what's gonna do. Like someone released this thing on NeoGaf forums or in News for Gamers or whatever, and that like I was looking at that picture, it's like, wow, this picture is photoshopped worse than I have ever seen. Why are people passing this around like it's real? Like no.
Yeah. Well, people always do that shit anyway. That's to be expected. But I mean, the only thing that I think we might see some prizes in are the press conferences because, like, for instance, Microsoft really needs to have something surprising at this year's press conference. Because, I mean, I think that last year's press conference was just a total snore fest.
It was nothing but Connect.
Well,
like,
it's Connect.
The first 30 minutes were awesome. And then it's like, okay, now we're going to go Connect. It's like, oh my God.
It's going to be either they're going to release more information about Connect and then, like, what's this Diamond thing for Xbox Live?
Yeah,
I think this is a fucking joke because I'm not paying any more than I already do.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the other thing I think is going to be more than I think it's going to be bundles. Like I heard there's like a new Call of Duty bundle they're working on,
but see, that's not even that's kind of like falls into the category who cares?
Yeah, but general news that happens throughout the year anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, but like, tell me besides Gears of War 3, what else do they have really to look forward to?
That's my point. That's my point. It's like, has everything already been revealed? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, are we going to see any surprises at all?
I'm pretty sure Certain Affinity is going to announce something big. They're only working on that one little action adventure Xbox Live Arcade title, but they are the ones who are working on the next games in the Halo franchise. So it's like they've just been silent.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm right there with you. I think that we are going to see a pretty big Halo announcement in one form or another.
Okay, but I don't mean to kind of I don't mean to trail off, but don't you guys think that like a couple years ago when Modern Warfare 2 came out, that was like big announcements from Microsoft. But do you find that like with the new stuff, Microsoft hasn't really say in it anymore? They're kind of backseat. Because with the Gears of War 3, that was all Epic, like announcing stuff and giving betas and stuff like that, and it's kind of like Microsoft getting the back seat. And you can take.
Well, Microsoft is a publisher.
Well, it's a publisher, but I mean, like usually before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what big thing are we going to see from Microsoft? They're going to have something big because otherwise it's going to be a matter of who really cares?
Because all these game companies and developers are like, get in the back seat, Microsoft, because we're announcing it ourselves because we don't need your help. We don't need your help anymore.
Well, that's why I'm wondering if we may. My feeling is it's either going to be a total snorefest, or they're going to drop a major bomb at their press release. Because, like you said, we already know everything. We already know about Gears of War. We already know about Call of Duty. There's nothing that we don't already know about going into this press conference. So it's like it's either going to be a complete snorefest and there's going to be absolutely no surprises, or they're going to drop a bomb and it's going to be like, whoa. No one saw that coming.
The Diamond idea, like when someone they said, well, a Diamond includes IPTV. It's like, okay, well, what if the revelation is Diamond is going to Diamond is actually going to be just IPTV and other extra stuff that people can subscribe to, but stuff like multiplayer is now going to be free as far as gold and silver.
Well, here's my issue with the Diamond thing is that it won't be allowed in Canada.
Well,
yeah, there's
that's the IPTV.
With that.
No. Here's the thing. This is the reason why other countries don't have the best.
Canada sucks.
Yeah, it does. But that's the thing. It does suck.
No. That's not my point. Okay, there actually is a legitimate reason as to why Canada the UK, and all these places can't have the same shit that we have, okay? And it's a bullshit reason, but there is an actual legitimate reason. It's all due to copyright. Now, what it is that all these other countries, they lag behind America in going number one with cable television. So while we had like hundreds of television stations, we started selling all these all of our television shows to these small affiliates out of international affiliates. The international affiliates distributed it to the international their viewers, and then what happens is that when the internet came out and digital distribution came out, all those international affiliates were like, well, no, they have to get it through us. While back here in America, we're like, no, that's our content that we're putting on the internet. And so there's a huge fight between the international affiliates saying that, no, they own the rights to distributing it outside of America, and our people saying, we don't want to share any of our money with you, so we're not going to have any part in deal with you. We're not going to deal with you guys anymore. So your nation's not just going to get any of our content now.
Well, which I think is completely bogus, because I see people in the U.S., like my friends and stuff, watching like Family Guy and stuff like Simpsons and stuff on Netflix. And you know what we got in Canada on Netflix?
That's because those are American television shows.
Like Fat Albert. Like that's what we got in fucking Canada.
Fat Albert.
I'm not even fucking joking. Like I go on to Netflix, it's like, oh, there's like 6 new movies on Netflix, and they're all French.
Nice.
And I'm like, I might be Canadian, but I don't speak no French.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it is funny how Microsoft is constantly like, oh, this is available only in the U.S., only in the U.S., only in the U.S., and you see like, I'm talking about even just their own promotions and things like that, and just even like content, like, some DLC for games is available. Actually, a lot of DLC for games. They're like, oh, America only, and you see all the time people on the Xbox forums are like, why? They're like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's not like that. There was this reward program they had. If you use Bing, you get Microsoft points.
Yep, I do it. I get a lot of free points from doing it, actually. I love it.
I signed up for it, and they're like, oh, sorry, you're Canadian. I'm like, what? Why? Why can't I use it, though?
Yeah.
I'm going to be using it for the same thing the Americans are.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's a perfect example. It's absolutely ridiculous that you can't use the Bing search thing and get your free points like I can, which is how I got my Shift 2 DLC for free. Thank you very much.
And that it goes not only with Microsoft, it goes like with Last.fm and stuff like that. Like, you guys have the Last.fm on your Xboxes. We don't have that.
Yeah.
So, like, we get shafted. And, like, I go on Twitter and I see, like, all these Microsoft codes that they're giving out and stuff, like, on Xbox support. And I'm like, oh, sweet, DLC. So I highlight it and I throw it in the redeem code thing, and it's, like, not available in your region. I'm like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah.
I get so bummed. And
well, either way, like I was saying, I am curious what we'll see from Microsoft at their press conference this year, because I really think that Sony is going to come out swinging hard, because let's face it, they've got a lot of shit, obviously, so they've got a lot to make up for.
Well, they have their NGP that they're about to launch.
And again, that falls right under the PSP Go from a couple of years ago. It's like, who cares?
Well,
I am so over handhelds. I am over handhelds.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Well, the problem is the handheld market has changed so much in the fact that, smartphones really do own that marketplace now. You know what I mean? Even Nintendo, who was always the king of handhelds, has been suffering.
Not just smartphones.
Hey, I'm sorry,
the
but
NGP is a tablet with a controller on it. Okay, so think of it as a small tablet with a.
But see, here's what I like about smartphones more than even a tablet is the simple fact that if I'm anywhere and, I'm a 3G customer and I have high-speed internet through my cable provider, or not a cable provider, excuse me, my phone provider, at any point in time I go, oh, this game looks cool, let me download it. You know what I mean? Right there on the fly. And that's what I think, people like about playing games on their smartphone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
and the simple fact that they're cheap. There's so many free games, and then there's so many games for 99 cents. And it's funny because a lot of them really are quality games.
Yeah, but we live in such a world now that a laptop is, almost the same price as like an iPad or something.
Yeah.
And some laptops are mostly you can run games on like nonstop. Like I remember the last laptop I bought, I could play Age of Empires on.
Yep.
So when I was at school or something, I'd be sitting there playing Age of Empires, and it's like, okay, Nintendo, your turn. What are you gonna bring to the table? And they're like, oh, we'll bring Sims. I was like, oh wow, Sims, okay.
And then that's exactly my point. Smartphones are extremely capable of playing, really good games now. They've come really far.
Well, now, like the only thing that's actually supporting Nintendo at this time, it seems like, is nostalgia.
They will always have an avid fanboy base that will always
that and remakes.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the nostalgia factor.
Yeah, they just keep rehashing the same shit over and over again.
Pokemon. Pokemon's another good thing.
That will never die.
Well,
Yeah.
how many units did they sell when the new Pokemon came out? Like fucking million?
You know what a lot of Pokemon fans are waiting for? A Pokemon MMO.
Which they've been asking Nintendo constantly, and Nintendo keeps on telling them, you don't want that. You don't want that.
That's not what you really want.
That's the mindset of Nintendo. They are constantly, they're like, we don't listen to our fan base. We don't listen to our fan base.
Speaking about MMO, like in how Big Ant was saying that Microsoft has to do something big at E3, I guarantee it's going to be something on the lines of a Halo MMO.
MMOs are out the door.
That thing has been.
MMOs are out the door. They're not. They don't like the only way to make
money.
money.
I think Microsoft has finally said we're not doing that anymore. Because think about how many MMOs were supposed to have come out for the Xbox, including a Halo MMO that we actually saw screenshots for. That got leaked years ago.
Well, the one MMO I'm looking for is the Fallout one, but the way that Interplay is going, I don't think that's going to happen.
Interplay's gone.
Oh, it's completely done now?
Yeah, they announced that they have like $3,000 to their name. They have no money, so
sweet.
They're done.
Completely dissolved.
Yep. But no, the thing is that they found out that MMOs are unsustainable. Like only one company got it right, and they're losing people at a staggering rate, and they have no idea how to keep them.
Well, the problem with MMOs is you really do have to keep them constantly interesting. You know what I mean? Plus, has anyone done a good MMO on a console? You know what I mean? That people people continue to play.
Didn't EverQuest come out for console or something like that, and it was kind of popular? Or like Final Fantasy Online or something?
Final Fantasy 11, which was what Ian said when he dropped out. Yeah, Final Fantasy 11 was really popular with PS2 and Xbox 360.
Yeah, but define really popular. Not nearly the same numbers you would see for an MMO on like a PC, though.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Then another one came out was Phantasy Star Universe.
Yep. Yeah, that's what it was, Phantasy Star.
Yep.
Which a lot of people played that, it was really fun, but it was really repetitive for me. That was mostly for the people that were fans. Yeah, it was mostly fans for the people that played it on Dreamcast when they were playing that MMO. But other than that,
you can't convert a good mouse clicker kind of MMO to a console. There's no way.
No, that's just not.
The same thing with RTS. The game that did it really good with RTS was Halo Wars. They had the
No. Command and Conquer was good on the PlayStation 1.
Well,
and they're still going strong on the Xbox and everything,
And then StarCraft 2 was for the N64. I remember
StarCraft
that.
1 was for the N64.
Oh, was it the 1? Okay. That was pretty good.
It was okay, yeah. Split screen and stuff like that. But with the current gen consoles, there's really no RTSs. Besides, I think there was Red Alert 3, and then there was Supreme Commander, and Halo Wars, and then there was the Lord of the Rings one.
Wasn't there one called Ruse or something that was for
Ruse? Yeah. And then there was that Tom Clancy one, In War, where you used your voice. Was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you actually used your voice to command the squads and everything.
You keep on missing out on the one. You keep on missing out the RTS that no one knows RTS until they bought it.
Oh God, don't remind me.
Brutal Legend.
It's a brutal lie.
Yeah. What? Brutal Legend?
Yeah, the in between the adventure parts when you're actually doing the missions, it's a large RTS.
Yeah. Everyone expected it to be just a pure hack and slash with comedy tossed in.
Which what everybody wanted.
So many people were totally shocked and surprised to find out that that's not at all what the game ended up being. And people were like, this isn't what I wanted. People were like, what is this game that I'm playing?
That game ruined Jack Black for me.
It did. Well, and it's because they weren't truly honest with anybody.
Jack Black ruined Jack Black.
You know. Okay. Let me. Yeah. I mean, they didn't really lie about what the game was. They just never once mentioned, that it's just,
it has RTS. They never mentioned it because
wasn't the
demo.
Wasn't the multiplayer a lot like? Sorry. The multiplayer was a lot like what is it called? I can't remember, but it was like a huge RTS multiplayer.
Yeah. And that's what the single player was. There was large scale battles, which was RTSs.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The only difference is that Jack Black was the cursor because he would fly around and spawn units and heal stuff and all kinds of stuff. And it was stupid.
Well, I heard that some people were like saying, "Well, I was hoping that it was only going to be for that certain amount of time," but no.
Correct.
When you get closer to the end and closer to the end, the more and more RTS just takes over until it's finally that's the only thing you do is RTS.
Yeah, and people were like, "This is not the game I wanted. This is not the game that was presented to me." You know what I mean? Everyone thought it was just going to be a really funny hack and slash.
Go ahead. Sorry, Brian.
The portions in between, like not the RTS part, the portions where you're driving around looking for stuff and talking to people was awesome. It was just like the RTS it's like, I got to do an RTS thing. I don't want to play right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. I am so happy I didn't get involved in that game too much. I got like one achievement and I turned it off.
I did too. I borrowed it from a friend because he bought it. He said he really enjoyed it. It was like, he enjoyed different games. He enjoys grinding and repetitive stuff as much as I hate that kind of stuff.
Oh, I do too, but when it's better when it's on PC.
Speaking of repetitive and grinding, I can't wait to see if Gearbox announces a new
Borderlands. Now that would be a great surprise for me. That would make E3 epic for me if they come out and announce a new Borderlands.
I loved Borderlands.
Yeah,
I did.
Oh, it was awesome.
I like the story.
It to the point that we played it, I don't even know how many times, to be honest with you. And we have nothing left to do in the game. We have everything there is to have. We've done everything there is to do. And we still play the damn game.
Well, you see kind of like aspects, I think, of other companies like Deep Silver with Dead Island. You see aspects of Borderlands in that game, like totally.
Oh yeah, Dead Island.
Yeah, I mean, I would be thrilled if they announced that at E3. That would make E3 totally worth it for me. I don't care about anything else, but that would be awesome.
The game I'm looking forward to.
I care about Battlefield.
Oh yeah, Battlefield 3.
I'm sorry, I'd be more excited. Well, but that's my point. We know about Battlefield 3. Yeah. There's no surprise. You know
what? I'm interested in seeing some more stuff about the new Assassin's Creed game.
Not me.
I am over Assassin's Creed.
I love Assassin's Creed.
After Assassin's Creed 2, I was done with that franchise.
Really, I loved Assassin's Creed 2.
You can only jump in a hail bale so many times before it starts getting repetitive.
Oh, Brotherhood was so much. I didn't jump in there. I actually, now think about it, I didn't jump in a hail bale that much in Brotherhood.
They threw multiplayer in just for the fact of having multiplayer.
I hated the multiplayer.
I just think jumping in the hay bales.
That's not what it's though. I enjoyed the story.
Fuck, the story was awful, man. I'm sorry.
I'm not talking to Vaughn anymore.
I didn't like the story.
I love the story.
When I was playing it, and then like Leonardo da Vinci or whatever his name is. Yeah. When he showed up in it, I dropped my controller and said, "That's it." I turned it off.
Why? He's a real person.
I know he's a real person, but he shouldn't be in video games.
He shouldn't be in video games.
That's where I draw the line, damn it. I don't care about violence, raping, or anything like that. You put Leonardo in the game, I'm not playing it anymore.
There's only he's in the group of people where you don't want to see in video games, like William Shakespeare and like Albert Einstein and stuff. You don't want to visually see them in a game.
Well, did you play Red Alert 3 and 2?
Einstein.
Civilization? Did you play Civilization?
Hitler's fine because you can just kill Hitler over and over again and feel satisfied.
Einstein was in Red Alert 2. We need a freaking Tesla tower or a Prism tower.
They should have had Tesla, not fucking Einstein.
Your argument is void.
It's not void. I just think that, Leonardo had so much more respect than the others, but
no. But that's kind of a weird point though, because from what you're saying is that you don't respect gaming as an art form. You just respect it as a way to have fun, and just
what are you, fucking Dr. Phil Freud?
No. I'm just saying.
It's a common debate that comes up.
When you say that, like he has no purpose being in a video game because it's just a game, it's like, well, that's kind of saying.
You show me one article from a library or something where it has like, there was a group of assassins that wore white hoods and jumped off buildings in the haystack.
I mean, it's not supposed to, it's fiction.
I know,
but it's fiction within our universe.
Well, there actually is the assassins were real.
Yeah,
it's just like taking liberties with the
assassin. Yeah, they're taking a lot of liberties with it.
With the assassin and
I just think there's a line. I think there's a line where you want to split down the middle for reality in games. And
Singularity threw that out the window.
I saw you streaming that earlier today.
Why not have the same?
Singularity is actually a really cool game.
Why not have that same rule for movies and books and television shows?
Oh, I despise movies that put characters in it. That's not.
He despises movies with Leonardo in them, or pretty much any one of the Renaissance people. Anyone famous, like Michelangelo, Raphael.
I guess you don't like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Back on topic with E3. Basically, what we know about E3 is we know about all these games that are coming out. Sequels, Prey 2, Darksiders 2, Gears of War 3. We know all about the stuff, but that's about all developer stuff. We have no idea what Microsoft and Sony. We know what Nintendo's going to be shown, but not much about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's a really good point.
We heard noise that we heard noise that PS3 is working on a console, and then we heard that EA had.
Well, here's a question for you guys. What if Microsoft does drop this huge bomb and say, here is the new console that we're working on?
The 720?
Well, okay, I don't think they'll be.
We're going to name it like that, but
but my point is, what I'm trying to get to is, suppose they do announce this right after last year announcing that the Kinect was supposed to add life to the current console. Would that be a total slap in the face of everyone that went out and fucking bought a Kinect? No.
Oh yeah.
No.
No.
Because what they will do is that they will.
I lost you guys.
Like in any game that comes out for the new Xbox 360. Well, it doesn't matter because you're not. That's right. It doesn't matter. You are recording.
Yeah.
Never mind. No, like it won't be a slap in the face if they do it the right way. What they do is that if they what is it? If they
tier system?
No. Well, if the new Xbox 360 has always has the successor to the Xbox 360 has
backwards compatibility.
Well, backwards compatibility for Kinect games, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, no, it would have to
be. Not even that. Not even that. Like if every Kinect game that comes out for the original Xbox 360 is also playable on the new console.
But then what's the point of having the old console? So it's not adding any life.
Wait. Okay, so what would happen is that disc will also be playable on the 360. So no matter how many games they release on the Xbox, the new Xbox, they would all still be compatible as their Kinect-only games would still be compatible on the original Xbox 360.
So what you're saying is the new Xbox that they may announce will be playable. All the games that come out for that will be playing on the old Xbox also.
Like only the Kinect-only games.
The
Me-backed Kinect-only games.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
To me, that doesn't add any lifespan to the old console because if it's playable across both, I'm going to go get the new console.
Yeah, but okay, how many games that they're going to release at E3 are they all claim Xbox 360? They can't release a new system. There's too much riding on the one that we have right now.
But my point is they may announce one. I mean, and don't get me wrong, it'll probably be a few years off still. I mean, even if they do announce one, it's not coming out like next year or even the year after.
They would have to keep up with Nintendo releasing theirs. So if Nintendo plans on releasing theirs in 1 or 2 years.
Well, it's actually next year.
Middle next year.
Yeah, but no one cares about Nintendo. That's the problem.
A lot of people do. You don't care about Nintendo.
No one that actually plays games cares about Nintendo.
People that
enjoy
man.
horrible $10 shovelware games with a gold Nintendo seal of approval.
Hey man, WarioWares is a saint of a game. You take that back.
See, but that's not shovelware. I'm talking about all the shovelware that just comes out. Like you look at the weekly releases for the Wii, and it's like 20 to 30 games every week, and it's like I've never even heard of these games, you know. Well, and they're all $10 games.
No, they're selling that shovelware at fucking $50 a piece.
It usually seems like 15.
Oh, the older stuff that you've seen were previous release, but the new shovelware, yeah. It's $50.
The new shovelware will come out at $50 for the new console. You mean, yeah?
I'm talking about current console.
I can't see Xbox releasing a new console, but what I can see them doing is a new upgraded console.
I don't know if they'll do that again.
No, they wouldn't want to do that because
they just did that.
They might though. He's got a point. What if they do make a new one that has Kinect built in, which was a rumor before too? Don't forget that's been rumored already.
How would you build that in?
Right into the face. Just build the cameras and everything directly into the face.
Because I just think it's ridiculous because Gears of War 3 is coming out for 360 and you got Dead Island and all these other games, and if they were to announce a new console to keep up with Nintendo, then they're kind of shutting the door on developers with these games.
By that logic, we would still be at 16-bit era or 8-bit era because no one wants to release a new console if there's a whole bunch of games coming out.
Yeah, but if these games that they're releasing at E3 now or announcing at E3 now are all built on a Xbox 360 platform, then they have to go back and do more work on it, which will cost the company more money just to...
Not necessarily. Not if the Xbox 360 is coming out, then the successor to the Xbox 360 is coming out in a couple of years after.
Yeah, but if they're going to keep up with Nintendo, they're going to try and keep up with Nintendo.
Well, but that will still be a year.
I think we may see them say something just to take thunder away from Nintendo.
Are going to be out before that new system comes out. Every
game.
Now,
what I think Xbox should announce that will hiked up their sales and whatnot is a portable Xbox. Like a handheld.
I would love one. I mean, that's why I bought a Windows Phone, was for the simple purpose of playing games on the go and getting achievements. I got Hydro Thunder. I'm thrilled, dude. I'm playing Hydro Thunder on my phone. Awesome. And I'm getting achievements for playing Hydro Thunder on my phone. That's just awesome. You know what I mean?
Like, that's what I could see them doing, is expanding the Windows 7 phone into a more of a handheld type thing.
Well, they're already working on the Windows 8 phone, and that kind of pisses me off because it's like, the Windows 7 phone hasn't even been out for a year yet.
Yeah, but won't Best Buy have that buyback program?
Well, you got to pay for it. It's not free. Yeah. Best Buy, they forget to tell you that when you do it. Yeah, it's not free. You have to pay for them to buy back something if it becomes outdated. But anyway, I've had my Windows Phone. I bought it the day of launch. I was one of the first people to get it the day it came out. And now all of a sudden you're telling me that there's possibly a Windows 8 phone in the works, and they've already announced the Windows 8 OS.
Yep.
How do you think the iPad 2 people fell, or the iPad people?
Yeah, but that's normal for Apple, and that's their own fault for Apple.
That's normal for all first adopters.
Yeah, but Apple just does that repeatedly, though. That's the difference. They
should know better, but they don't.
They repeatedly do that to people. Like, look at the first iPhone when the 2G came out, and then all of a sudden, like, 4 or 5 months later, they're like, oh yeah, here's the 3G version. Twice as fast, twice as powerful. It costs half as much money. Okay, thanks, bye. And it's like,
And then a couple months later, 3GS, and now they got the iPhone 4, and now there's another iPhone coming out soon.
I still have my first iPhone.
Yeah.
I use it as an iPod.
Yeah, that's what I have a guy that does that too.
Like, why the hell not? I don't use it as a phone, so why use it as something else?
Yeah.
And it sucks that I'm really pissed I'm not going to E3 this year because this is the first year that there are just
tons of stuff.
It's not just tons of stuff, but tons of stuff that I'm actually interested in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, we've got Gears of War, we've got Prey 2, we've got even Sniper 2. I know no one else likes fucking Sniper, but I like Sniper. Sniper 2. Just so many things. And dude, how badass was that Prey 2 trailer that just got released? I mean,
the story looks really interesting now. Well, I knew it was going to be kind of interesting.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, it's, and that's the other thing that kills me. It's like, yes, that's a really interesting story, and I still feel kind of cheesed that, they tie that story together from the airplane from the first game. And that's the only thing tying them together. But man, what a cool story! I agree.
That we know of.
Really cool story.
That we know. We still don't know much about Prey 2 except for your play as a.
But they've already come out and said that.
They said it, so you don't expect it.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yes. Like
Okay.
if the whole thing is to be like a twist in the middle of the game that, oh shit, here comes the sphere, it's coming back, it's coming to take you guys out. Well, if you already knew that they were coming, it's like, oh well, here they are.
Well, the
Here's
whole
the
game
sphere.
is based on you trying to figure out what happened to you after you got on the sphere. How did you get from being on the sphere to having no memory of becoming this intergalactic bounty hunter in the future?
Seems like when he got captured, there's like a 2-year gap. Like he doesn't have a memory.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, there's
now
a
he's
gap.
chasing these down, and then I guess.
And that's kind of the question too, because anyone who played the first game remembers that they weren't exactly kidnapping humans to hang out with them.
No,
I'm
actually replaying that on the PC.
It does look, but the Prey 2 does look like Mass Effect 2.
It does.
Mass Effect single player. Mass Effect
really
first person shooter.
Another game I've been enjoying is the Saboteur.
That was a good game. I enjoyed playing.
Too bad Pandemic is gone.
I'm so mad that they're gone, dude. Because that means there's no more mercenaries or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we thought Treyarch was gone too.
Oh, no.
Infinity Ward.
Infinity Ward. That's it. Sorry, my bad.
Treyarch's still around.
I never thought Infinity War was gone. And kids on saying they were canceled, but it's like, no, they lost a shit ton of people. They're not the same studio that they were before.
They're not the same studio, dude. Yeah, you can call them apples and oranges, dude, but they are not. That's not Infinity War, dude. It's as simple as that.
Like their paycheck still says Infinity War.
Well, the thing is, this is happening to a lot of developers. They're losing a lot of people, and it's affecting games.
Well, EA is really bad about.
And Star Wars Force Unleashed 2 is that way.
All right, then while we're on the subject, what do you guys think of Modern Warfare 3?
I think it's going to be my prediction. It's going to go either one of two ways. One, it'll be a total steaming pile of shit because it's being rumored by 3 different companies now. Because you have Infinity War.
It's not rumored anymore. Like,
That's right. It's been
trailer,
confirmed. Right, you're right. It's been confirmed. It's being made by what's left of Infinity
Games.
War, Sledgehammer Games, and Raven Software. You've got 3 different people working on a Call of Duty game now. So it's either going to be
3 people working on 3 different developers.
Yeah, it was not
Shock
good.
2.
Yeah. So, but you know what sucks is, like, even if it is a steaming pile of shit, they have such an avid fanboy, base of fans that it will still sell in droves. You know what I mean?
See, I'm over it. If JD 2020 could show up at my door and be like, here, have a copy of Modern Warfare 3, I would tell him to go fuck off. I like the guy. He's a nice guy. I don't really like that, but
it's Robert Bowling does.
Robert Bowling does.
Yeah, it'll be Robert Bowling this time.
I just can't grasp on the fact the changes that's going on. I really can't.
Yeah.
And that's why I stopped playing Call of Duty. Like after World at War, I felt that the game just had way too many changes going on to the multiplayer to where it just wasn't fun anymore. Like I like shooters that are simple in the fact that, like, you put people on a level playing field and say, may the best player win.
Well, World War was still like that. You're thinking of Modern Warfare 2, where they added like 50.
No,
like
that's what I'm saying. World
streak.
at War was still like that. That's what I'm saying. After World at War was the last game that I enjoyed playing because everyone still had the same kill streaks. Everything, all that stuff was still the same. After that, where it got into, let's start customizing kill streaks and customizing this, and it's like,
let's give them double shotguns.
Yay. Yeah, let's go with Kimbo with 12 gauges and ignore the fact that would really, really hurt if you were to try just running around akimboing 12 gauge shotguns.
Well, and that's what, like I said, I'm done with the Call of Duty, and I'm looking more forward to the Battlefield 3 aspect of it because I know Battlefield has never let me down in the past.
Correct. They've always made a solid game. They really have.
I was a little pissed off when Medal of Honor came out, the newest one. I was a little upset with that because it felt like Battlefield Bad Company 2, but minus all the good stuff.
Well, that's another example of 2 different studios working on the same game. DICE worked on the multiplayer, and an EA studio worked on the single player.
Danger Close.
Well, I don't think that it was fair that they pulled DICE in to do that multiplayer. I kind of feel that DICE had their hands full already working on the free-to-play and Battlefield 3, and they were doing the Vietnam expansion at the same time.
And I'm pretty sure they were probably working on bringing a 1943 over to the PC at that time too. I mean, they kept on talking. Oh no, it's coming.
Yeah, I mean, DICE had a lot to do already, and then for EA to go, can you build a multiplayer for this game too? They were like,
they put 8 people on it and they built the multiplayer.
And
they put all the temps on it.
There's one thing that Battlefield has always gotten right, which I wish sometimes Call of Duty would look at: bullet drop.
Yes.
Fucking bullet drop.
Yeah.
I hear people bitch about it and stuff, but that makes you a better person to play that game. Like, it makes you have to use skill.
Makes you a better player. I wouldn't say makes people better.
You lead targets better and stuff like that. I noticed in Black Ops, when I'm watching that, when the kill cams go on,
they are real generous.
Well, it's that and when they're shooting, the guy will die right after he's already dropped, the guy's dropped his gun and sitting there for a couple of seconds and he'll die. They slow down the bullets so cams and theater can pick it up so you can record it.
Well, it's not even that. It's like, I watch people on those kill cams get those one-hit kills with a sniper rifle, and it's like, dude, the crosshairs were not even anywhere on that person's body. Yeah. And it's like, you were really generous
we're still on, like, 6-year-old netcode.
Yeah, network code, too.
It's like, come on, guys. You can't just keep on using the same network code on this ever-evolving internet.
When I jumped in the Bad Company 2, and we were playing on, I can't remember the level, but I remember shooting, and I was thinking I was playing Call of Duty for a couple seconds. So I'm like, why isn't this guy dying, kind of thing.
And someone told you, like, there's bullet drop.
Yeah, someone's like, there's bullet drop. I'm like, are you dead serious? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, sweet. So it was like, they're running, you gotta shoot like 2
You gotta really lead them, and then, lead them and then shoot high, and
if you're shooting some guy that's far away but standing still, you gotta shoot like 2 feet above him.
Yep.
And I was just like, this is amazing.
And the snipers have those tick marks on the scope for you to help you out to do that.
And they actually do something. Unlike Black Ops, where you have the Dragunov that has the tick marks where your meters and stuff
they're
like
just
that.
They're just for the hell of it.
They're just there for looks.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. They're there to add realism.
And the maps aren't as big in Call of Duty. That's another thing we were talking about earlier.
Well, Battlefield's always had.
Well, I mean, they always have Battlefield, but if the first-person shooters wanted to get up with follow up with that, you got to get the maps have to be bigger. But since we're getting into this arena professional stuff, they want close and fast.
They want close combat, yeah.
Close and fast.
Close, fast combat.
Because it's better. As Conan said, it's much better to watch fast combat on Call of Duty and even the way Gears of War is going now than it is on something slower like Battlefield where it's big and you're doing a lot of running and flanking.
Bullshit thing that Epic said about the sawed off.
No.
Where it's like tough shit.
Shit. It's too powerful.
That's the last thing that game needed. That game did not need more one-hit kill fucking weapons. I'm sorry, it just didn't. That's why I stopped playing the multiplayer to begin with, because I got tired of the entire multiplayer comes down to everyone running into the middle of the map and it's
rolling around.
Melee shotgun. Melee. It's like, and that's the entire match.
They actually said they added that to help new players. It's like, really? So you just admit it as a new weapon?
Yeah.
Well, see, when I started, Gears of War 3 is my first Gears of War I've ever played.
Gears of War 2?
I didn't play Gears of War 2.
The demo.
Oh, you played Gears of War 1?
Yeah,
Gears of War 3, the beta. Yeah, okay.
Beta.
And everyone's like, oh, you should start off with the shotgun, the sawed-off, because it'll help you, rank up a little better so you get used to the game. I used it the first game I played. I hated it.
Yeah.
And I went
unfortunately, you can't do anything else because that's how everyone else is going to play the game. When Gears of War first came out, the first Gears of War 1 game, it was fun because it was still tactical like other shooting games where people would use the Lancer and the Hammer Burst and attack each other from a distance. You know what I mean?
And use a shotgun for...
And shotgun was solely for close combat. Now when you watch people play, they instantly, as soon as the match starts,
wall bounce.
Run. No, roadie run. Just start roadie running to the enemy, wall bounce, and hit shotguns. And the entire match, the entire match will end up just taking place in the middle of the map with everyone trying to shotgun and two-piece one another, and that's it.
And what about Gears of War 3 beta that pissed me off was the over-the-counter jump drop kick kind of thing. It had such bad hit detection. I wouldn't even be near the guy, and he would jump over and clock me in the head. And you're just left there fucking doing nothing, stumbling around, and he has a sawed off, so you're fucked.
I really hope when they show their live demo, because they're gonna do another live demo at E3. I really hope that let's see here, what was I saying? At this year's E3, I really hope that they that when they show it live at the press briefing, which they will, that they show Horde mode, because they still haven't said anything on Horde mode. They only say Beast mode. It's like, okay, I appreciate Beast mode. I want Horde mode as well. You know.
Well, you know it's going to be in the game. I don't think they said that they were taking it out or anything like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's still in the game.
Well, go ahead.
A lot of games are doing Horde mode now.
Yeah,
Modern Warfare 3 is going to have one.
Yeah, the Red Faction game that comes out next week it has a Horde mode.
Yeah.
Like,
and so does the new Fear game coming out.
Yeah.
And someone's like, "Oh, I wonder what this kind of Horde mode, if you will, for Modern Warfare 3 or Warfare 3 is going to be like." It's like, go back to Modern Warfare 2 and play Spec Ops.
Spec Ops or the combat training in Black Ops, just with co-op with a whole bunch of enemies running around.
That's what you're just buying. You're just buying a fucking hashed setting from a previous game over again.
And Modern Warfare 3 said they're going to have Spec Ops in it again.
Oh, fuck that. I'm not buying it.
They said they're going to have Spec Ops in it again. That's their co-op for it. They're going to have Spec Ops in it again.
It's getting so bad with the new games that I just said, fuck it, I'm going back to my old games. Like, I just bought Battlefield 2, and
actually,
then I
speaking of co-op that I was surprised about, I was reading a post, a news story about stuff that they're supposed to be showing off at E3, like what EA is supposed to be showing off, and apparently they're supposed to be showing off their co-op campaign in Battlefield 3. I'm like, I have never heard of this.
Yeah. Yes, they announced it all on Friday. Not only will it have co-op, it also has team deathmatch now as well, and everyone's kind of like, does Battlefield even need team deathmatch?
It does for the faggots who want. Let me stop using that word.
I was gonna say, wow.
It does for the morons who just like, oh, I'm here just for the kills. I'm here for the kills.
It already has squad deathmatch now, and no one plays that.
Well, a lot of people do play that. A lot of people play Call of Duty, but squad deathmatch is four teams of four. Where a team deathmatch is just going to be two teams against each other.
But it doesn't matter because none of those other teams are your friends anyway in squad deathmatch, so it's still your team against everyone else.
Yeah.
You know.
I just
now the thing is that there are going to be 4-player squads still in Battlefield 3, but they have the extra thing where you can create your own platoons and stuff of 8 people, so you can still join your 8 people squad, not squads, but you can join all your friends, so you can have 12 people of all your friends list.
You know what I found out different squads too? You know what I found out Bad Company 2 recently, since I've been playing it by myself? Other people that aren't in squads on Bad Company 2, you can hear them chat.
Yeah, that was always how it was.
If we get a whole room, everybody can lead the squad, but you lose the squad spawning system if you do that.
Yeah, correct.
But I would hear people, and I was hearing this guy one time was playing. He's like, "How did he not die?" I was like, "That sounds familiar. That sounds like me."
Well, like I was saying before we started on the topic of that, is like I've gone back to the older games because I know there's solid gameplay. Like I've just got done buying Battlefield 2 and I downloaded the Project Reality mod for it. And it's like a whole new game for free because it's a mod. And I have the most fun in it because everybody else is actually teamwork and it's realistic. Like you're not a one-man army running in and just killing everybody. You have to actually use teamwork.
Yeah, and gameplay is going out the window now. It's all about graphics and how can we get into the professional circuit.
Speaking of graphics, Rage looks great.
Wow, how long has this
amazing.
Rage been trying to be released now? What, 3 years, 4 years?
They've never announced a release date or anything. They just said it's going to come out eventually. So we're still working on it.
But don't you guys remember like back in the day when NAS, where they would be like, there's games coming out next week, and the game would come out next week?
That's because there's no media. There was no
media in the internet circuit back then.
Like E3 wasn't even really cared about. No one.
I miss those days, man. I remember, look, back in the day, the NES had stories in the game.
I don't miss that days. I love the internet.
No, man, NES is still one of my best. Like Final Fantasy 1 and then Chrono Trigger for Super NES.
Oh, no, Chrono Trigger was great.
Strap me down because that was my life when I was growing up.
That was one of the games I bought for the DS, the remake games, Chrono Trigger. It was awesome.
Yeah, I had to get that myself.
See, and I miss that. I miss out the new games because I do play games sometimes for single player. And when I get into a game, like, say, Call of Black Ops or something like that, the single player is there, but it's not what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I like with what Rocksteady's doing. They're like, no multiplayer for Batman.
LA Noire too.
They're just like people ask them, like, what are you gonna do? Are you just gonna do multiplayer? There's like Rocksteady's like, why would we do multiplayer? Our game's a single player game.
Not every game needs multiplayer. Yeah. It is nice to see game developers recognize that.
Sticking by their,
What do you, like BioShock 2 and Assassin's
Like
Creed
BioShock
Brotherhood?
did not need, those are two perfect examples of games that did not need multiplayer.
I still love how, like, Ken Levine was like, apparently recently, was like, someone asked him, was like, are you going to have multiplayer? It's like, why would we have multiplayer? Yeah. Like, it doesn't make any sense for this type of game.
And it's true, it just doesn't, Not every game needs to have multiplayer. And plus, there's so many multiplayer giants. It's like, I almost feel bad for games when they do make multiplayer. It's like, why? No one is going to play this. It's like
one good example was Red Faction Guerrilla had a really cool multiplayer, but not very many people played it.
Yeah.
Do you remember Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Yeah.
That multiplayer was amazing.
On the Live and Reloaded, the Xbox version.
Yeah.
Because it had classes.
Exactly.
And the ninja class. I remember playing that. That was fun.
So I just don't understand why, we can't have a reliable multiplayer that doesn't involve the typical normal.
Because they feel that almost every game feels that they have to have it now. Or game developers, I should say.
Professional circuit. The game's like
I am sorry, but fuck MLG.
I'm the same way, but I mean, the MLG...
You just have to kind of accept where we're at right now.
Yeah, the people that play these multiplayer games are all about the MLG Professional League.
Yeah, but that makes no sense because, no one is playing James Bond Bloodstone professionally. I'm sorry, they're just not. In fact, I'm pretty sure no one's even playing the game, period, online. It's like, and the same with BioShock 2. No one's playing that professional. There's no MLG pro going, I guess I need to brush up on my BioShock 2 skills. I mean, they're just not.
And the only people you're going to see play those are people that buy the game when it first comes out. In that first, 2 to 3 weeks that the game's out, people are going to be playing online. After that, dead.
After that, dead. Exactly. That's my point. So I almost feel bad.
Unless over 50% of your achievements go to multiplayer, then you're going to force people to.
When they do that, I just don't do it. When developers force people to play their multiplayer just to get the achievements, I just don't do it. It's as simple as that.
Go ahead.
A fun game that I play that the multiplayer, I think people still play it, is Quantum of Solace.
Yeah.
Because it's based on a Call of Duty engine. That's the only reason why people play it.
Actually, speaking of something, what I would like to see, now that I bring up the James Bond game again, I played Bloodstone multiplayer online for a little bit when it first came out, and it did one thing that was really, really cool that I would love to see other first-person shooter games do. And what had happened was, you had the MI6 team versus the terrorists.
The mercenaries,
whatever you want to call it. So it was, good team, bad team. And everyone was a generic character at the start of the game. Mm-hmm. But midway through, as soon as someone on each team became the number one player, that player would respawn either as James Bond on the MI6 or the main bad guy from the story game on the mercenaries team. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, Star Wars Battlefront did that.
Yeah, Star Wars.
I never played Battlefront.
Dude.
I love Star Wars.
When you spawned as Darth Vader.
See, now that's cool. As I said, that's really cool. I would love to see Call of Duty do something like that, or Battlefield do something like that.
There's nobody recognizable who really give a shit.
You can become Ghost or Soap, or
I don't understand all the fucking circle jerking over Ghost. It's like he died. That's the fucking thing.
Shut up, dude. Ghost was awesome. He was the only cool character in the whole fucking game. And when they killed him, I was just like, fuck you.
Let's compare him with a piece of shit. It's like
he was awesome, dude. He would kick your ass and then rape your mom.
He's a fucking fake character.
And then have her make him cookies. He was awesome. I was so pissed off when they killed him in that game. I was like, really? I was like, seriously? I was like, I don't even know.
Pissed off because I was like, oh look, here comes Call of Duty doing this bullshit again.
A game like the series, a co-op series, when you're playing versus mode, everybody has the regular characters, and then that one person spawns as the Taken, and shit hits the fan.
Now, Valve said that they aren't going to be announcing any games at E3, which I think
that was my next question. Was, do we think we'll see anything from Valve? But if they've already come out and said no, then I guess we're not seeing the Half-Life 3 announcement.
The thing is, they said the same thing last year. They go, oh, we're not going to make it to E3 this year because
they didn't really bring it to E3 last year anyway. I mean,
yeah, they did.
Steam for PS3 was a big event.
That's it. That was their only announcement.
Yeah, I mean,
well, if they go,
they didn't come out and announce any new games.
If Gabe Newell comes out on fucking onto the stage at PS3 conference saying, hey,
PS3 still sucks. I mean, that's pretty much the only.
No. Like if they come out and say, hey, what's it called? Half-Life 2 Episode 3 or Half-Life Episode 3 is going to come out only for PS3 and PC, that's going to be.
Well, that would be a big deal. That's my point.
The only biggest thing besides that they're working on is the big update for Left 4 Dead 2 to port all the Left 4 Dead 1 maps over.
Yeah, that and that new map pack that's supposed to come, or that new map that's supposed to come out at some point.
Well, Bio actually streamed
Full
that.
stream?
Yeah, I've been playing it. I know, on the PC, but no one cares about the PC, dude.
It's only, I don't think they're gonna release the update they're gonna release with all the Left 4 Dead 1 maps is gonna come out for the 360. Cold Stream's gonna be part of that.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's when is it going to come out,
They keep saying that they're working on it. They have to change a few things in the Left 4 Dead 1 maps because of the new special infected.
Yeah.
As I said, in part of Blood Harvest, there was a portion on the train part where the charger can just charge you right off and kill you instantly.
Oh, I'm sure.
A little too often, so they had to change a little bit of borders. But I mean, you got to think about it, especially the new infected. The Spitter and the Charger and the Jockey.
Well, either way, I would like to see Valve have some sort of announcement.
I'm sure they will. They'll come out and surprise us and say, "I hate to interrupt you, there, but we're gonna do this now." So.
I'm going to let you finish, Jack Tretton, but Valve has the best software lineup of 2012.
Well, we should probably wrap this up here pretty soon. Let's go by what predictions do you guys have real quick on E3?
I predict things are going to be announced and people are going to be happy. People are going to be happy, then they're going to be sad.
You're ignorant. Okay, someone else.
I think that Nintendo's next consoles aren't going to be all it's cracked up to be.
Is it ever though? I mean,
well, the Wii was a big step forward because that pushed a lot of the.
Big step towards what?
Well, I'm not saying for them. For them,
they announced they made a non-HD console at the time when everyone made an HD.
Their controller and stuff like that.
Sure.
The only thing Wii's are good for is hot ass chicks in short shorts shaking their ass on YouTube.
I know. But listen, the thing is, when they released that Wii, Microsoft and Sony got off their ass and did something finally.
Yeah.
Hardware-wise, besides releasing bigger hard drives and stuff like that.
Hey, Anthony, do you own a Kinect or a Sony Move?
I own everything but the Sony Move.
Ah, you're queer. Bio, do you own a Kinect?
No, I don't.
I own a Kinect. Yeah, I have a Kinect.
Dad, do you own a Kinect?
I don't know anything.
Well,
I don't have an Xbox 360.
I don't own any of that shit because it does not interest me.
I had a Nintendo Wii for a while just to play a few games.
Don't lie. You want to play the new Gears of War Kinect game.
Fuck that shit. They could connect my fucking foot in their ass. I ain't playing none of that crap.
What are you looking forward towards, Vaughn?
Nothing. Yeah, I am sorry, but I am the only person in the gaming community that does like news and stuff like that thinks E3 is a waste of time.
I wouldn't at all call it a waste of time, not by any.
Everything has been announced that I'm worried about.
Oh, true, yeah, but you're worried about games.
But I still think that there's going to be a lot of surprises to come out of E3. Still, I think that there's a lot of smaller companies that we haven't seen anything from yet. That may end up being pretty cool games. So I still have faith that we'll see some neat stuff. But as far as my prediction, otherwise I fully agree. All of the surprises have been announced already, at least that we know of.
I want there to be an effigy to Peter Molyneux. I want someone to be burning an effigy to Peter Molyneux. To stop making games.
My predicament is we are going to see a Viva Pinata Kinect game, and God, I can't wait for it.
Pinata was a lot of fun. I never played it.
See, the only thing I'm looking forward is Battlefield 3 and Gears of War 3. And that's already been announced.
Speaking of stuff like that, it's funny that I keep seeing better with Kinect stuff getting attached to everything. Actually, you know what? I meant to bring it up earlier and forgot to. If you look at the logo for the Duke Nukem 3D, like if you go into Xbox.com and you look at your friends' recent stuff and see that they've recently played the Duke Nukem thing, I don't know if it's just a generic placeholder, but the placeholder that they're using for it shows the Kinect bar on it as well.
Maybe they're just going to add that to all games now.
Yeah, they may be. But, I mean, so you look at things like, Graw. How are you going to play Graw with Kinect and actually call it better? Like, is it fair to say that this is better with Kinect? Like, I really don't think Graw would technically be quote-unquote better
in your hand still.
with Kinect. Well, I've always got something in my hands. You know, your mom can attest to that, but you know.
I can put my dick in my hand, doesn't mean I'm gonna play with it.
See, now I
wonder how play with it.
That we should. You know, that's probably how Kinect works, actually.
The coolest thing I saw with Kinect so far is the head tracking for Forza 4.
Okay, then Speedboat Kinects and dicks. Maybe they should put like a Larry, what is it? Larry
Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah, Kinect
Sex simulator.
Yeah.
The Kama Sutra game will come out.
Exactly.
Everybody be sucking their dicks on fucking Kinect camera.
When the Vision Cam came out, that's all I saw. Uno.
Actually, you know, Kinect does have one cool thing that they still haven't. They announced it a while ago, but we haven't seen it yet. Which would actually make like what we're doing right now a whole lot easier. Was the fact that we could all be sitting in that fake TV lobby.
They announced that that's coming out this summer.
Yeah.
They actually released it.
Like already like almost
They're
over.
trying to compete with that fucking PlayStation Home bullshit.
They recently.
But the fact that we could be doing this podcast right now through that Kinect setup is pretty cool.
But
Yeah, but that's why I connected and become
trendy.
I have to become trendy as fuck, is like you.
A hipster.
You know you want one.
I don't want one.
Only way I would actually get a Kinect is if someone gave it to me.
Yeah, exactly. And then I would like make fun of them for giving it to me.
And you'd hook it up.
Don't like you would be at home playing fucking Dance Central. Don't even fucking.
I'd be home showing my dick on Uno to everybody.
Well, you can check out that with a fucking $30 live vision camera.
I would just be trolling the fuck out of everybody on my webcam. I'd be banned in a week.
Exactly. Just be like, is that a hairy?
A lot of people have it set up now where they can't see
drawing happy faces on my bag.
All right, I think we can close it down here with Vaughn's bag and happy faces.
Exactly. Yep. So we'll see what E3 holds for us, and I'm sure we'll be getting together after E3 to discuss everything that was announced and what wasn't announced, I guess, as well.
How disappointed we are.
Probably 2 weeks from now we'll have Conan on here and get his
get him on instead of Vaughn.
because he's going to be
he will be there supporting Summer's Eve and all of their douche products.
And Turtle Beaches.
Be on the floor and Turtle Beaches at the same time. You can find him at the Turtle
Beaches.
Hypocrite! Yeah, that is pretty funny.
It is hilarious.
Considering how I've always been a Turtle Beach fanboy since day one, and he gives me shit for it. But anyway, he will be there supporting Turtle Beach, and like I said, he'll also be there supporting Summer's Eve. So be sure to stop by, check out Conan, see what he's got going on there. There'll be live streaming from E3 as well.
Yep.
But we'll definitely have to have him on, hear his firsthand experience there.
Also, he's doing an MLG stream the week after in LA.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So he's definitely got his hands full.
Hypocrite! He's always bitching about MLG, and he's fucking going there now? Oh my god.
Yeah,
whatever pays his bills.
I love Kona. He's so funny.
Kona's awesome. I love Kona.
Kona has a unusually large head.
Oh yeah. We measured it, and it's like a size holy fuck.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this Battlefield 1943 game night on.
Exactly. All right, we'll catch you guys later.
Later on.
Later.
Late.
Late.